The bats woke up in Kansas City last night, but the pitchers could not hold off the Royals. Tonight, the Tribe looks to put them both together behind Mitch Talbot and avoid the sweep at the hands of KC. It's all next on Sports Time Ohio. From Kauffman Stadium here in Kansas City, Missouri, it's the finale of this three-game series between the Tribe and the Royals. And tonight, the Indians will try to avoid the broom at the hands of their hosts. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Tribe offensively did enough to win last night, but they couldn't stop the Royals' offense. Good news, if you're looking at it from the Tribe's perspective, Rick, the top of the order, the top three spots, they're starting to hit. They're starting to get on base, starting to get it done.
Well, Michael Brantley's been doing his part. He's getting on base. His job is to score runs and do anything he can to get out there. Cabrera's starting to pick it up. Chu has been there all year long. The one thing they didn't do last night was hit with runners in scoring position. They haven't done that in the series, but when all you can do is go out there, get your guys on base, and let the rest of the boys do what they have to do, and that's drive you home. So, the top three are there. Let's hope that continues for them tonight.
And let's hope for Mitch Talbot's sake that continues here tonight. His first start back off the DL did not go very well. I would assume we'll see a different Mitch Talbot here tonight.
Well, you would certainly hope so. He's a guy, a field pitcher where, he cuts it, he sinks it, and great changeup. So those are field pitches. And for him to go out there after just coming off the DL, he just couldn't locate his fastball. I think a big key early in the game for him is to see a command of the fastball. Mitch has 8 wins this year. He lost to the Royals back on May 20th. He will be matched up against Kyle Davies tonight, and he lost to the Indians back on May 12th. So a couple of right-handers looking to beat each other.
It's not the kind of position you want to be if you're the Tribe, but here we go again. Third straight series now. They'll try to avoid the sweep by winning the series finale. We'll have all the play-by-play coming up shortly, but first, more Indians on deck is straight ahead. Kansas City. Indians and Royals putting the wraps on their 3-game series here tonight. KC going to try for a sweep, and the Indians looking for the salvage here in the finale. Kyle Davies on the hill tonight for Kansas City. Here's the Indians starting lineup that he will face tonight, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley, he's gone 3 for 9 in this series, leading it off. Then it's Asdrubal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Travis Hafner will DH and bat cleanup. Then it's Jason Nix at third. Trevor Crow batting 6th. Matt Laporta hitting 7th. And it's Jason Donald and Lou Marson batting 9th.
26-year-old Kyle Davies makes his 24th start this year. He's 6-7, but Kansas City, they are 6-2 in his last 8 starts. So although it hasn't translated into his wins, the team has played much better when he has started. Coming off a win against the New York Yankees, it was a double rain delay in that win.
First pitch of the ball game is up high, ball 1 to Michael Brantley. 90 degrees our game time temperature tonight here at Kauffman Stadium. And a strike called to even the count at 1-1.
Back on May 12th, right here, he lost to the Indians. Davies did after going 5 innings. It was a 4-0 ball game. Gave up 2 runs, 2 earned. Struck out 4.
Swung on and missed. Good change of pace there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Up high with the heat. And again, the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Indians with 17 hits in the ball game last night, but falling short in the run column, 9-7. Breaking ball, and that looked pretty good.
He thought he had it. He was taking that step off the mound. Now, Chris Tiller is a young umpire. I don't know if that's the first time he's seen a curveball. That's a strike.
And the payoff pitch. Hit in the air, left center field. Long run, won't get it. Blanco chasing it. It'll go all the way to the wall. Brantley pulls into second base with a leadoff double.
Well, that's good. Michael Brantley takes advantage of that extra strike in that at bat. And here they go again, hitting the baseball with the leadoff man aboard. He comes back with a fastball. He just challenged him right there. He wasn't going to mess around and try and walk the leadoff hitter. And Michael plugs a gap, gets his 3rd double, and gives the Indians a good start to this ball game.
Manny Acta was in no mood after the ball game last night to talk about the good things that happened. The fact that the Indians had 17 hits. He said hits don't win ball games. Hits with runners in scoring position win ball games. And that's what the Indians will have coming right out of the gate here tonight.
Yeah, they're 5 for 25 in this series with runners in scoring position. They've left 23 men stranded in the first 2 games.
The 0-1 pitch, a little bit outside. Before tonight's ball game, Manny Acta held a closed-door team meeting. Input was received from a number of different people in the meeting, coaching staff, players. 1-1 delivery. Bouncing ball wide of first. Butler with the backhand. The flip. And they'll get Cabrera for out number 1. Brantley moves over to third. The bottom line with the meeting was got to play better, and there's still a long way to go before this season is over. Let's take a look at our great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Shin-Soo Choo last night had a big game for the Tribe offensively. He went 3 for 4. This 2-run double brought them to within 9-7. But that was as close as they would get. Relax, you're at Great Clips. Now Choo looks at ball 1 from right-hander Kyle Davies as the Indians will try to grab the early lead here in the first. Historically, team meetings or rah-rah speeches don't have much of an effect in baseball because of the length of the season But with 42 games to go, Manny Acta thought it was important to just say the finish line may be close, but it's still a long ways off in the distance, and it's no time to start coasting now.
This is a team of young players.
In the air, left field. Brantley will tag. Gordon will make the catch. Brantley's going to try to score. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is a dead duck. Gordon with a terrific throw to end the first. And the Indians do not score. Royals come to bat when we come back.
You'll never want to leave us. We'll always have your back. We're ready to fight. We're ready to go.
Left field to cut down to cut down Michael Brantley at the plate. And now the Royals will come to bat here. Bottom of the first, Blanco, Kendall, Butler, Kaiahue, Bedimit, Gordon, Meyer, Bettencourt, and Getz. Mitch Talbot, the line in the first pitch, is down low for ball one. Gregor Blanco 4 for 8 in the series. Left-handed slap hitter. Nix cheating in a third, was smelling a bunt, and Blanco pulled the bat back. Good anticipation on the part of Nix. Blanco wanted to try and bunt that pitch, but it wasn't to his liking, and now the count is 2-0. Called strike to the outside edge. Mitch Talbot hoping to be a little bit sharper. No, not a little bit. A lot sharper than he was in his first start since coming off the DL against Seattle. He went 4 innings and gave up 8 hits.
That's a matter of commanding that fastball that he has to do. And yesterday when the Royals scored their 9 runs, that was the first time in the last 14 games that they scored more than 4 runs in any game. And it's the most runs they've scored in 53 days, the 9. You got to go back to the 27th when they scored 10 against the Cardinals. So they're playing with a little confidence here at home now. They're on a long homestand. They had the Yankees here before us. They'll get the White Sox come in tomorrow night.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. So a good start for Mitch Talbot as he rings up Gregor Blanco. And already Chris Tiller has players on both sides wondering about the strike zone tonight.
Well, this is how the top half of the first ended. And this is a converted third baseman moving to the outfield. You could not make a better throw. That was one hop right there. Gives it to your catcher, and Kendall just takes it. And you see, he did catch it. That ball, he got up a little above his head. You're trying to catch that ball about shoulder height, but he's learning that position. But it has a very good arm. And that's a play there where you try and stretch it, you try and score. It was risky, but he made a good throw.
At the knees, a called strike. 1-1. Jason Kendall 2 for 7 in this series against the Tribe. And the 1-1 from Talbot. Didn't miss by much. 2-1 the count here.
Mitch has pitched very well on the road this year. His record 5-4, but his ERA 2.78 in his 9 starts, and it's almost double at home. For whatever reason, it's hard to explain.
Good pitch there, outside corner. 2-2.
Look at that, 5.54 compared to his road ERA.
And the 2-2. Kendall lining it to right field. Chu is there. And that's out number 2.
Well, Mitch Talbot is brought to you by the Indians Team Shop. So if you spend $50, you'll receive 2 free mezzanine tickets. And Talbot making his 22nd start. His second since coming off the DL with that oblique strain. And just trying to get on that win track. He has not won since June 27th. So it has been a long drought for him. He's looking to shake hands and get into the win column.
Billy Butler at first base tonight for Kansas City, batting third, looks at ball 1 outside. Butler putting together a very strong season for Kansas City. He's among the top 10 in batting average and hits and doubles. Takes a strike. Butler with 34 two-baggers. Ground ball to third. Through the legs of Nix. And another error for an Indians third baseman. 2-out miscue keeps the inning alive. Boy, it's been a black hole at third base defensively.
You know what? I don't know how else to say. That's just a routine ground ball. And I mean, Acta's given everybody opportunities. Marte played last night. He's not been any better. Valbuena hasn't been any better. They cannot find anybody to catch the ball over there consistently. And that's just a routine play, folks.
CLE AT KCA, the DH, batting cleanup. And takes a strike. And understand also that this is an open audition. This is an opportunity for somebody to win that starting job, even though it may be only a short-term stopgap fit, because the Indians eventually want either Jared Gettert or Lonnie Chisenhall to win that job and take over in the next year or 2.
I don't even see a stopgap from what I've seen to this point. From any of the 3 that have been out there, I haven't seen a stopgap on a consistent basis that could go out there and play a year at third base.
And if something doesn't change before the end of the season, that's going to have to be addressed in the offseason.
That may have to be addressed anyway, period. I think that's right. You may have somebody that can fill in there for a day or 2.
KCA flies to center, and the first inning comes to a close. No score as we go to the second here in Kansas City. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. No score, second inning here in Kansas City. It'll be Travis Hafner, Jason Nix, and Trevor Crow for the Tribe. Indians had a leadoff double to start the game, but it went for naught when Michael Brantley was cut down trying to score on a fly ball to left field off the bat of Shin-Soo Choo. Hafner looks at the ball down low. Travis 2 for 3 with a double in the series. He was limited to a pinch hit appearance in last night's game in which he drew a walk and then was lifted for a pinch runner.
Well, Manny says he's going to play, what, 4 to possibly 5 times a week for the remainder of the year so they can, I guess, keep him healthy.
That's the plan.
Well, if he's going to rest him, and I was Manny, I'd rest him against left-handers and let him play against the right-handers.
Hafner spoils a ball that was down low. 1-2 the count. Hafner with 10 home runs, 37 driven in, 18 doubles on the year. And he swings and misses for the first strikeout tonight. Kyle Davies now with 87 Ks and 130 plus innings of work.
Let's check out the Royals defense, brought to you by Huntington Bank. It's Gordon, Blanco, and Meyer in the outfield. Betancourt, Getz, and Butler on the infield. Behind the plate, as always, the veteran Jason Kendall.
Jason Nix with a line drive base hit into left field. So the Indians already with a pair of hits tonight.
Well, when you talk about that third base position, Matty, and you're talking about defense, no one's stepping up, but at least Nix is stepping up offensively. He's swinging the bat the best of the 3 candidates that we were talking about. You know, he can turn on a fastball. He's a good fastball hitter.
Down low, ball 1 to Trevor Crow, who is 1 for 5 with a double in the series. Nix has 1 steal on the year. Now, Crow is a guy who puts the ball in play, so you could see maybe putting something on here to try to make something happen. Two balls and no strikes. Now, if you get the count to 2-1, maybe.
Well, yeah, you got to get him to throw a strike. Is what the key you're looking for.
Now the 2-0 delivery. And there it is. So now the wheels will turn in both dugouts. And Ned Yost will probably anticipate the Indians putting the runner in motion. So generally that will draw a throw. Not all the time, but.
Let's go come back with another changeup. Good pitch to run on if they're sending him. No.
He's not. And Crow pops it in the air. Left field near the line. Gordon is there. Does he run out of room, though? Yes, he makes the catch. A terrific play. Right up against the sidewall.
Boy, oh boy, I thought that ball was going to slice into the seats.
Out number 2.
I mean, you talk about going over there. He knows he's on the track, and I mean, it goes right into his glove right as he's getting to the wall.
Very close to being a trap, but he got it clean.
All right, 2 nice plays by Gordon tonight.
Now Matt Laporta, who has really struggled offensively. And he missed for ball 1, did Kyle Davies. Manny Actis says that Matt Laporta has been caught in between. They've been pounding him inside with fastballs the last week or so. Saying, quote, it's an interesting time for him. He hasn't really experienced failure in his career. And this is when you learn about guys and how they handle adversity.
Well, the one thing I like, at least he puts them in there, and you got to battle your way out of it. You got to hit your way out of it, you know. You can't rest your way. You got to come out and make adjustments.
And Manny also saying that while he hasn't swung the bat well, he has played good defensively. He hasn't taken his problems out into the field with him. Remember, Sunday he made 2 terrific game-saving plays.
Yes, he did. Well, you have to separate offense and defense when you're a major leaguer, because if you take your hitting out in the field, you're in for a long year.
You'll be on the bench pretty quick, won't you?
Yeah, you won't be out there for long. You've got to play good defense, and when you're not hitting, your defense better pick up, and you become better. That's how you stay in the lineup every day. And you just battle your way through. You work hard, and the hits will start coming. He got one in his first at-bat last night, and he's got a 3-0 count here.
Davies deals, and it's ball 4.
No, 3-1 now. Scoreboard's wrong. That's what we get for listening to the scoreboard.
So it's 3-1.
So let's see if Matt can get a little discipline here and look for a pitch in his zone that he likes. Put a good swing on it.
Bounced off the bat.
That's when you know you're going bad. Get a 3-1 pitch, you don't even try and swing, and it goes off your bat for strike 2. See, he was anticipating hitting a good pitch and just got a little too much body movement right there instead of staying quiet in the box.
Runner at first with 2 down. Jason Nix will be off with the 3-2 pitch now. And Laporta pops it foul out of play. And again, here's a case where in this ballpark, if Laporta can find a gap, Nix can easily score from first base on a ball to the gap here in Kansas City. Especially because he's getting a head start here. He'll take off once again on the 3-2 to Laporta. And there's a ground ball on the ground onto Getz, the second baseman, and the inning is over. Middle of the second, still no score in Kansas City. Meyer will bat for Kansas City here in the bottom of the second inning. Royals had one base runner in the first who reached via an error. Other than that, Mitch Talbot really pretty flawless in the first. Outside for ball one. Wilson Bedimit 2 for 6 with a home run in the series. Evens the count at 1-1 here. Two balls and a strike. Right back to the screen, and that evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Gordon waiting on deck, and then Mitch Meyer, all 3 left-handed hitters here in the second for Kansas City. Talbot with the 2-2, and that's outside. Full count. Payoff pitch, and it's outside for ball 4. Mitch Talbot has walked his first. It's the leadoff man here in the second.
Let's check out the Indians defense, brought to you by Taco Bell. Crow, Brantley, Chu in the outfield. It'll be Nix, Cabrera, Donald, Laporta on the infield. Lou Marson is behind the plate. And when you're making a choice for late night, Taco Bell is the late night place to be.
Alex Gordon, who's already made an impact in this game with his glove, now will get his first at bat. Tried to bunt. 0-1 the count quickly. Gordon throwing out a runner at the plate from his spot in left field in the first. Made a terrific catch up against the sidewall in foul territory in the second. Bedimit, the runner at first, being held by Laporta. Gordon bloops it over the head of the third baseman, Nix. Bedimit hits the bag. He'll go for third. Crow's quick throw. Got him! Oh, baby! That was a very close play, but credit Trevor Crow with a perfect toss to Nix, who made a quick slap tag, and Bedimit is out number 1.
That was a perfect throw. Trevor barehanded that ball, and I like the aggressiveness, but you're thrown out. You have to make it there in that situation. He had the play in front of him. He felt he was going to beat it out. Watch Trevor. He realized he was going, and I mean, you talk about a perfect throw right into Nix. They get him right before. Yes, he did. He got that foot before it hits the bag. That's a beautiful throw. So they do get the first out. Big play.
Now Alex Gordon goes to second base on that throw, so they still have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. But much better than second and third and nobody out.
That's the 8th outfield assist for Trevor Crow. That throw was right on the money.
Runner goes for third. Marson's throw down. They got him by plenty. Holy mackerel. Royals running themselves right out of the inning here.
Yes, they are.
That was not even close.
Well, there's Ned Yost on his birthday, his 56th birthday today. He's saying, what are we doing here, guys? We could have had first and second, nobody out. Now we have 2 outs and nobody on.
And Mitch Meyer looks at the ball outside. 2-1 the count.
And Lou Marson, I mean, he continues to throw runners out. He's been very, very good. That's 17 out of 46, over 36% for him.
The 2-1 pitch. High pop. And just like that, Mitch Talbot is going to get out of the inning. Jason Donald grabs it. And the Royals are retired. They've got to be plenty frustrated. They just beat themselves. Moment. Jason Donald, Lou Marson, Michael Brantley for the Tribe here in the third. Donald will lead it off, 2 for 9 in the series. And a strike is called over the outside part of the plate.
He hit the ball well every time last night. I mean, he was taking to the second base. Getz got him on a line drive. He drove a ball to right center field on the line. He swung the bat very well.
Could have very easily had that 4-hit night we were talking about.
Well, that was in honor of Mom, her birthday yesterday.
The 0-2. Ooh, didn't miss by much. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, and off the plate, and that's you're seeing the ball well when you can take a pitch that close. You know, you're picking it up and you're zoned in on it. It's easy at times to go ahead and swing at it. You know, there's going to be times when you're a young hitter that you will get called out on pitches like that. But that's how you earn a reputation of having a decent eye at the plate, when you can take pitches that are 2 inches in or off the plate for balls.
Kyle Davies with a 1-2 and a breaking ball hit on the ground to short. Yuniesky Betancourt throws it out, 1 away. Here's our Subway fresh face of the game. Jared Head 1 for 3 with a homer and a couple of driven in. He's hitting 16 straight for the Akron Arrows. Our Subway fresh face of the game is brought to you by Subway. Play hard, eat fresh. Lou Marson batting 9th. And looks at a strike. Didn't play last night, 0 for 3 in the series opener. Swung on and missed, nothing in 2 the count. Now the 0-2. Michael Brantley waiting on deck, doubled his first time up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Royals winning the first 2 games of this series. But when you look at these 2 teams across the board, they are very, very similar. Each team has lost 38 on the road. Indians have 33 losses at home. Royals have 31 defeats at home. And Marson is out looking. Second strikeout for Davies, 2 down. Browns training camp daily continues tonight after the game on STO. Jim Donovan will sit down with General Manager Tom Heckert. Coach Sam and Andre Knott will join Jim and preview the Browns-Rams game Saturday night. It's coming up after the Conrad's postgame show right here on STO. Tony Grossi of the Plain Dealer reporting that Eric Mangini, Browns head coach, says the first teams will play through the first half of Saturday's game against St. Louis. Big bouncing ball to first. Butler will take it himself, and the Indians go quickly. 1, 2, 3. No score in Kansas City. Gets Gregor Blanco for the Royals due up here. Betancourt 3 for 7, has hit 2 home runs already in the series. Pops the first pitch up.
He is an aggressive hitter.
Nix, the third baseman, has it for out number 1. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. AT&T Rethink Possible. 4 players in history of baseball have 300 career average, 3,000 hits, and 300 home runs. Can you name all 4? 300 average, 3,000 hits, 300 home runs. 3's company. 4's the crowd.
Wait, 300 average, 3,000 hits, and 300 homers. Gotcha.
Too many numbers.
No. They're in the 3 theme.
Chris Getz.
I don't think he was one of them.
Is not one of them, but he bangs it by the bag at third. Nix can't get it. Digging it out is Crow. He'll make a good, strong throw to second base, and they didn't get him, but it was close.
Look at Crow down there. He thought he had him. I don't blame him. That was another good throw.
Well, he went in with that leg kicked up high in the air, did Getz, and you wondered if maybe he didn't get to the bag in time. Well, let's have another
he
look.
slaps this ball. It is a nice nice swing at the baseball. Gets it down the line. In comes Crow on the run. Makes a good strong throw. You know what? There it was. That ball, he had to wait for that ball to come up before he could apply the tag. It's still a very good throw. Bang, bang play at second base, but it'll go as a double.
One out base runner for Gregor Blanco, out on strikes his first time up. That started the ball game tonight for Kansas City. And he misses outside for ball one, this Talbot. And the right-hander's 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike. Well, the McGees from Mentor, Ohio are here at the ball game tonight. Traveled a long way to watch the Indians battle the Royals. Happy birthday wishes going out tonight to Josh Brooks of Conneaut, celebrating his 21st birthday here this evening. Also, Ann Zagantz Moyer in Troy, Ohio, is celebrating her birthday. She's 55. Now the set. And the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Jacob and Zach Morton are sending out happy anniversary wishes tonight to their mom and dad, Sonia and Scott Morton. So hope the Morton family is having a great party tonight for mom and dad, celebrating their anniversary. We are scoreless here in the bottom of the third. Royals have a runner at second with one out. And Gregor Blanco, the batter. 2-2 count. Struck out his first time up. Talbot delivers. And I don't know. It was close. Didn't get the call. Full count.
Oh boy. Has it been a hitter strike zone this whole series, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've talked about, and those are you got to make guys swing the bats. I don't care.
Boy. It's a walk, but you got to make him throw it in a teacup. It's going to be tough the rest of the way here for Mitch Talbot and company.
Well, you can step up to the plate for Big League BP. That'll all take place Friday, September 3rd out at Progressive Field. You can take a live batting practice off large Lenny Barker. And we all know he is the only perfect game in Indians history. You can enjoy a special meet and greet with Lenny after, and dinner on the right behind home plate. Tickets on sale now, 216-420-HITS to find out the information. And I guarantee he's not throwing as hard as he once did. But he had his knees redone, so he may be getting back to form.
What is he, like Steve Austin, the Bionic Man?
Yeah, he is now. I got to see him a little bit over at the Indians golf outing, and now he's walking around with no pain, so now he can get his arm back in shape. Yeah, he had his knees replaced and said he feels 100 times better.
2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 delivery, and there's a called strike. Two on, one out here in the bottom of the third. Jason Kendall fly to right his first time up. Bouncer to third, wide of the mark. And the count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 on and 1 out. Now again, Kendall, very good contact guy. Thing is, Talbot hasn't had a ball hit on the ground for an out yet tonight. Fouled back out of play.
Yeah, and you can tell early in the ball game with Mitch, you know, he's right around the same spot. A little better in this start than he was in his last start with balls to strike ratio, 19 to 24. And, you know, when he's commanding the fastball early, that's when his secondary things come into play a lot more. But as we've seen, he's made some good pitches, and they haven't been called for strikes, and they very well could have been. So he's having to work a little bit harder out there. He's not getting any help from the man in blue behind the plate.
And the 2-2 offering is fouled right back. Ned Yost, Royals manager, took over earlier this year in May after Trey Hillman was fired following a Royals victory over the Indians in a game that wrapped up a series here in Kansas City. Chopped it foul, hit off his foot.
Yeah, that firing took place when we were leaving that day. That's the first time we came into Kansas City.
Yeah, May 13th. Zach Greinke pitched that day for Kansas City and got the win.
He knew it prior to that game as well.
This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat between Talbot and Kendall. Reaches out, lines it to Talbot. Throw back to second, double play, inning over. Oh, what a grab by Mitch Talbot. And then quickly whirled and fired to second base to end the inning. 3 complete from KC. No score. Good reaction here by Talbot.
Well, Kendall just, it was hit okay. But, he was just trying to put it in play, and Talbot reacted well, fielded his position well, and got the double play, and it gets out of the inning. So, not a way to help yourself.
As Dribble Cabrera takes a strike. Now he's doing a double take with the home plate umpire. Boy, this guy has been inconsistent from the get-go tonight. And now Cabrera pops it in the air to left. Alex Gordon is there to make the catch. One away. On this date in 1921, Ty Cobb became the youngest player to reach 3,000 hits at the age of just 34, an achievement that still stands to this day. Our legendary performance brought to you by Cabot Wood Stains on this date in 1921. If you think that's amazing, on this date in 1900, that's 110 years ago now, Rube Waddell, who would later be elected into baseball's Hall of Fame, pitched both games of a doubleheader under the urging of manager Connie Mack, who said, if you pitch both games of the doubleheader, I'll give you a 3-day fishing trip. So he went out and pitched 22 innings.
Atta boy.
He gave up 1 run in 22 innings of work.
How about that? If you did that now, you'd be fired.
The pitcher wouldn't even make it through.
He'd be shipped out of the country. Whoever let him go. 22 innings and gave up 1 run.
Gave up 1 run. They swept the doubleheader.
Well, I bet he loved to go fishing.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Chu strikes out. That's 3 Ks for Kyle Davies. 2 down here in the 4th. And Davies has retired 7 in a row. Hank Aaron was not far behind Ty Cobb, and neither was Robin Yount.
No, sir, Ray. Look at that.
What makes the 3,000 hit club so impressive is the consistency with which you need to perform without losing time to injury or poor performance. I mean, you can't afford to go on the DL a couple of times a year or miss large chunks of a season and get to 3,000 hits. It's virtually impossible. You've got to be in there. You got to be close to 200 hits every year, and you have to keep doing it for a long time.
I watched a guy do it that probably missed about 3 years of baseball in his entire career and still had 3,300 hits in Paul Molitor. As far as the injuries go and going on the DL, but man, what a machine he was. He went late into his career.
How long did he end up playing, though? Was he played 40 when he was done?
He was close.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, but I mean, he missed 3 years of baseball, still had 3,300 hits.
Wow.
But you're right. The 3,000 hit, that's a tough plateau to get to.
Everybody was walking toward the year. They were walking toward the dugout.
This is funny because now nobody knows what the strike zone is on both sides. They were walking off. Kendall was coming out. Davies was walking off the mound.
Molitor retired at 42, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, he could DH, though. Never had to play after that. He was DHing with the Twinkies.
Payoff pitch. And he got him that time. 4 strikeouts for Kyle Davies. He's retired 8 Indians in a row. in Kansas City. Billy Butler, Keila Kaiahue, and Wilson Bedevan will bat for the Royals. And Butler looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Reached on an error his first time up. Swung on and missed. Good fastball. Threw it by him. Bounced away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like he wants the slider here. Nope, that was a fastball, but it missed by not much. 2-2. That's low, full count. Well, the New York Yankees whipped the Tigers today 11-5. Rick Porcello, he's going backwards.
Yes, he is. Yeah, you remember that year he had last year,
yeah.
Huh? Rookie. Had an outstanding year.
Off to a flying start, but he's really struggled. 1-hop smash to third, off the glove of Jason Nix, and Butler is continuing to pick on the Tribe's third baseman here tonight.
Well, that ball was smashed. That's got to be a base hit.
It is a base hit.
It has to be. That ball was hit right on the nose. I mean, Jason did a nice job just to knock this ball down. I don't know if it was self-defense. Let's see. There you go. Yeah, that was hit hard.
Doesn't seem to matter lately if they're hit hard or not. The Indians just defensively at third base have had a lot of problems. So the leadoff man aboard now for Keila Kaiahue, who flied to center his first time up. And a first pitch strike. There's a drive down the left field line, but that's going to slice out of play. Pretty good poke, though, and you can see why the big man, Kaiahue, has pretty good potential.
Well, I'm looking for Mitch Telvin now. He's usually tough on left-handers with his changeup. This is a good guy to get that double play ball against. But when I look down, he doesn't really have a ground ball out.
Nope. A couple of runners been thrown out trying to advance on him, trying to steal.
Yeah, that second inning, they just gave it right back after having a couple of base runners.
The 0-2 right back to the screen.
He's got to get the ball down. They're having some very good swings. That's what happened to Carmona last night. Everything was pretty much the same speed and elevated, and they had good swings on the baseball.
Missed outside. 1 ball, 2 strike. Butler, the runner at first here, bottom of the fourth. There's a ball jolted to center field, but Brantley is going to go back and grab it. Butler will retreat to first, one down. Our PNC Achievement of the Game is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in us all. 11 assists now for Chu, leads the majors. 22 in the last 2 seasons, second only to Hunter Pence of Houston. And you look at Manny Ramirez with the all-time mark of 19 assists back in 1996.
You know, Manny had, back in 96, Manny had a good arm, and a lot of teams just ran on Manny because they felt he wasn't a good outfielder. And I'll tell you what, he learned to become a pretty decent outfielder and then let it go.
Wilson Betterman. He has shown a good eye at the plate in this series. And that's evidenced too by his .340 batting average. Hmm. 3-0 the count. Betterman is 8 for 19 on the homestand for Kansas City. See if he's got the green light here. It's ball 4. Third walk issued by Talbot. He's walked Betterman twice. 2 on, 1 out now for Alex Gordon.
Well, Dinner on the Diamond returns to Progressive Field Friday, August 20th. It includes hors d'oeuvres, a gourmet dinner served to you right on the field. And the big league experience doesn't end with food. You get to play catch on the field, take batting practice in the Tribe's cages, and you can watch the Indians-Tigers game on the scoreboard. 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Two on with 1 out for Alex Gordon, who blooped a base hit over the head of third baseman Jason Nix his first time up. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled out of play to even the count.
I'm telling you, the way these two teams swung the bats last night, Matt, and tonight, there's a smaller strike zone. I'm surprised we have 5 hits in this ball game and we don't have any runs.
Yeah. Well, it may have something to do with the fact that it's small, but it's also a tad inconsistent too, which keeps the hitters maybe guessing a little bit at times. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Like, you know, there's a swing right there. Based on the strike zone, if I'm Alex Gordon, I don't know why we even offered that pitch.
Well, he thought it was a fastball. It was a changeup. You could tell. That's one of the few swings I've seen from a lefty tonight that had him out in front from Mitch Talbot. Normally, you see a lot of left-handed swings like that.
And the 1-2. Rip foul off the screen. 1-2 the count with 2 on and 1 away here in the 4th inning. No score. Indians and Royals wrapping up this 3-game series here tonight. still not a ground ball out for Talbot. Glance off the bat. He struck out one hitter so far tonight. He's also had a runner thrown out trying to steal, a runner thrown out trying to take an extra base on a hit. And he's turned a double play on a line drive that was hit right back at him.
You know, and this year, Mitch has 15 ground ball double plays.
There's a line drive base hit in the left field. And the bags are loaded with one out.
Well, it wasn't a very good read by Butler, although he wasn't going to score anyway with his speed. So they just move up a base. It falls in. They have the bases loaded. Now the first good opportunity for any team in this ball game. But I will say this, base runners this year, Talbot 1 for 15 against hitters with the bases loaded. That one falls in. That's the 4th hit for the Royals.
Well, this is where he needs that ball hit on the ground.
Yeah.
Hopefully add an infielder. He'll go from the windup now. And he's up high, ball one. Mitch Meyer popped up on the infield his first time up. With the bases loaded this season, he's 2 for 6. Ground ball to first. Laporta bobbles the ball, comes home, throws it away. Royals get on the board first on a botched play from the get-go. And defensively tonight, the Indians having problems once again.
Well, a routine play that is rushed by Laporta, and his throw not even close to the plate. I mean, there it is right in front of you. Ball comes up, doesn't hold on to it, and then just unleashes a wild throw. So that'll be an error on Laporta. Second one of the game for the Indians. And the Royals are on the board and lead at 1-0. No RBI.
So the base is still loaded. Still only one out, and Yuniesky Betancourt, who popped up on the infield his first time up, is the batter. Well, Mitch Talbot finally got that ground ball he was looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Might not have gotten a double play on it, but you're certainly going to get the lead runner.
He's had 2 ground balls on the infield tonight, and they've both been booted.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why he's keeping it in the air. He doesn't trust his defense.
He's adjusting.
Yeah, he's making the adjustment to his defense.
A little bit off the plate.
Betancourt is a guy that's probably had the best year of anybody against the Indians. Coming into the game, he was hitting .346, had 9 RBIs, had 2 homers, coming in back-to-back nights here.
Bouncing ball
There
up
you
the
go.
middle. Cabrera will step on the bag. He'll throw to first. Inning-ending double play. But the Royals get on the board first thanks to the error. And through 4, it's 1-0 Kansas City. McDonald's. Get a new Chicken McNuggets party pack. 50 Chicken McNuggets for $9.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By KeyBank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Now open in Chagrin Falls, Solon, and Brunswick. Visit PaninisGrill.com. One zip Kansas City. Fifth inning. Jason Nix, Trevor Crowe, Matt Laporta due up for the Tribe. Kyle Davies has retired 8 Indians hitters in a row. The last Tribe batter to reach was Jason Nix, who singled in the second inning. 2-0 the count. Off the end of the bat over toward the Royals dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Kyle Davies has made 7 career starts against the Tribe, and he's 3-4. So he has a decision in every start that he has pitched against the Indians. An ERA of 5.79. So they have been able to get to him in the past.
Now the 2-2. And a ground ball routine. Well, we'll eventually get to that update.
I was going to say, Al's voice is getting a little weaker. Al, speak up, my friend.
Hello.
Thanks for that update.
We can't tell you that Chicago is having the better of it finally. But it's far from over. White Sox began the night 5 games off the pace in the AL Central, having lost 4 in a row, while the Twins have won 6 straight. Now the 2-0 pitch, and Crowe takes a strike. Angels leading Boston 5-1. They're in the 7th at Fenway. Red Sox began the night 5.5, well, actually 6 back of the Yankees, because New York won earlier today. Crowe with a bunt third base side, and it's going to kick and go foul.
Tampa out on the West Coast in Oakland. That ball game will start at 10 o'clock Eastern.
Rays trying to run their win streak to 6 in a row.
They played well. They had a good homestand. 5-1. They went on their homestand.
Two-two. Bouncing ball toward third. Bedevik throws out Crowe. 2 down. Let's try this one more time. Al Pawlowski has an in-game update back in the studios.
Still can't hear you, Al.
2 down, and Matt Laporta looks at a ball down low. He grounded to second base his first time up. He lifts this foul down the right side. Boy, all of a sudden, Rick, the Reds and the Cardinals are going in opposite directions. Cincinnati has won 5 straight. St. Louis has dropped 4 in a row.
Yeah, after they're coming off. Remember, the Cardinals swept Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And in Cincinnati. And then I'll tell you what, they've gone different directions. That's hard to believe. St. Louis went home, got beat up by the Cubs in Milwaukee. Cincinnati came back strong last night. They were down 7-2 or 7-3 and won that game 11-7.
They're out in Arizona again tonight. That game will be starting shortly if it hasn't already gotten underway.
As the Redbird, a little concerned about the Cards.
1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Well, the Indians go 1-2-3, and Kyle Davies continues to chew them up. Unearned run scored in the 4th inning.
That unearned run makes it 59 unearned runs now given up by the Tribe this year.
Now the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Now the 0-2 to Getz. Right back up the middle. And it's going to go through. So Chris Getz 2 for 2 tonight.
He always seems to hit the Indians well. When he was with the White Sox, he did it. He's doing it again.
Our 5-star league leaders brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. When the Royals get a runner to third, they're almost like money in the bank when it comes to getting them home. 43 sac flies on the year.
Well, they had 3 in last night's game, which was a season high.
Broke out of a tie with the Rangers.
They had 3 sacrifice flies, and that's what you try to do. You get a man on third, less than 2 outs, hit it in the air.
Blanco bunts it foul. So I want to send out belated happy birthday wishes to Dolores Tompkins of Elyria. Recently celebrated her 75th birthday. So Dolores, hope you had a great birthday.
Did we miss it?
Just by a week
Did you
or so.
forget it?
No.
Okay.
Just
checking.
A belated note.
Okay. Dolores, happy belated.
Yeah.
Once in a while, my partner does have a tendency to.
It does happen. This is not one of those instances.
I was just asking.
I'm going to throw her daughter Judy under the bus on this one.
All right, Judy, don't let it happen again.
Talbot with the 0-1. Blanco with a good bunt.
Nobody's
at first. Now the throw, and it gets. Did it hit the runner?
No. Umpire said no. It may have.
Coming around third to score is Getz. And now the ball goes behind the tarp. So now a decision will be made. Does he get home or do they send him back to third?
He will get to second base, and he may have to go back to third because you get the base you're going to. Once that ball it's a dead ball when it gets stuck under the tarp.
Ned Yost is going to come out and argue this because he's going to say that
it's 1-1.
Getz was already around third.
Well, if he was on third, then he will get home. See, that's what they're saying. 2 bases, boom, boom. Second and third, he's got to stop there. I was looking to see if he was inside the line, which he was. So if the ball hits him, he's not. It did. It hit him in the back of the head. He's not out. He was in that.
Yep. And it's not a dead ball. But it is dead once it goes behind the target.
Yes, it is there. It's still in play here. It hits him in the helmet. And he had, I don't even know if he touched first base.
Well, he went back and touched it.
Okay. All right, then he's awarded second base. And I couldn't see where Getz was. But anyway, he's at third base. Second and third, I would assume give him a single. And then another error will go on. Who made that throw? Was it Talbot?
Yep.
Okay, so now that's the third error on the night for the Indians. He'll get one for the guy going to second base. Holy smokes. Not pretty. We're lucky to be 1-0 here.
Well, Jason Kendall's trying to make it at least 2-0. The 0-1 bounces it foul. Talked about it a moment ago. Royals lead the league. 43 sacrifice flies. And that's all Kendall's looking to do here is get a ball in the air to the outfield because the runner at third has great speed. Unless it's a shallow pop, he's going to score.
Right. And I mean, you know, with nobody out, you don't have to go. You can let the ball go through because you've got your best RBI man on deck. So they're going to make it go through.
And I'll tell you what, unless it's hit a long way to right field, they're not going to test Shin-Soo Choo again.
Why would they?
They've had enough of that.
What did we say? 7 out of his 11 assists
have been at the plate.
Have been at home plate.
Yeah.
And how about that?
Kendall. Oh, that is a big strikeout for Mitch Talbot.
Boy, is it ever.
1 down.
Is it ever. He goes up and changes the eye level. And that's great pitching right there. Tied him up, changed the eye level. He got Kendall to swing through it. And that doesn't happen too often. He'll find a way to put it in play. Not that time. They're going to walk Butler, which is wise. So you've got the double play in order.
And you go after the youngster Kaihue, who is on deck.
So they'll go down as a 4th walk for Talbot. Well, this is their RBI guy, and he's the one that drives them in. He's the one that's hitting about 330 with runners in scoring position. So you have to put him on, and you've got the double play in order. Although Mitch Talbot today has had problems getting the ball down and getting the ground ball. He has done it recently in the last couple innings, and the ground balls they just haven't been able to catch and turn into outs.
But he did get a big inning-ending double play turned by Asdrubal Cabrera in the 4th.
Yes, he did.
And he's looking for another one right here.
Told you runners now 1 for 16 with bases loaded against Talbot this year.
Who chopped that off his foot. Well, I think part of that can be attributed to the fact that Mitch Talbot has that what they call, quote, flatline mentality on the mound. He does not seem to get rattled or change his approach. I mean,
you're right. Never looks nervous.
His heart rate doesn't change.
It certainly, I'm sure it does. Inside, I guarantee it's fluttering, but he certainly doesn't show it.
The 0-1. Just missed inside. Good pitch. 1-1 to count. Chris gets the runner at third. Gregor Blanco is at second, and Billy Butler down at first. Missed outside, 2-1. Hui has gone 3 for 10 in the series, but twice tonight he has flied out to center field. And the 2-1. He got on top of that and roped it foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This was a good aggressive swing. When you foul a ball off 2-1, this is the kind of swing you want to have when you do that.
Yeah.
Get out in front of it and really hammer it hard.
He meant business on that swing.
Sure did. But now Talbot's back in business. And the right-hander's 2-2 is fouled away. Sinking fastball, was just able to spoil it. Mitch Talbot has made 90 pitches already in the ballgame, and we're only in the 5th. But, you know, you commit 3 errors and all of a sudden you've had to pitch an extra inning now because of that. And the 2-2 popped up high in the air.
That's infield fly roll.
Yep, there's the signal from the umpire. Donald grabs it, 2 down.
Well, the Tribe will return home and take on the Oakland Athletics in a 3-game series. And it's a new spot to watch the game. Check out the Bud Light Party Deck. Catch the game from a nice location in right field, plus enjoy all-you-can-eat buffet, all for just $60 per ticket. 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com.
Wilson Betemit has walked twice tonight. Nowhere to put him this time, though. Bases loaded, 2 down. And Lou Marston's going to go for a chat. And with double barrel action in the bullpen, he's taking his time to give them a little extra opportunity to get loose in the bullpen.
Well, and I'm thinking, yes, they're stalling for time because you got Sip up there maybe for the guy that's on deck. Should Betemit reach. Germano, the right-hander, on the other side of Tony Sip.
Well, here we go now. Another big moment in the ball game. Betemit checked. He went too far. Strike 1. Royals had him loaded in the 4th. They managed to run on an error. Now they've got him loaded again here in the 5th. Looped left field. Crow's coming hard. He's not going to get there. And the Royals are going to grab 1 run and 2.
Well, he did everything he could. That's just a bad break right there. I mean, he didn't hit it hard. He just placed it where it had to be placed. So Betemit gets a 2-out RBI single. And that's a tough break for Mitch. Off the end of the bat. Had him fooled on a changeup. And just blooped it in the right spot. Crow couldn't come in to get it. The infielders, it was just over their head. A tough break there for Mitch Talbot.
3-0 Kansas City now with 2 on and 2 out. And Alex Gordon, who is 2 for 2, is the batter. Both of Gordon's hits have been to the opposite field tonight. And he starts him out with a fastball away for ball 1. Rolls it foul. Alex Gordon is now 4 for 10, or 4 for 8, excuse me, in the series. And the right-hander, Talbot, delivers low. Kansas City now with 7 hits in the game. And a line drive, base hit into right field. Coming around third, Butler's going to get the stop sign.
Oh, boy.
Makes a good throw to the cutoff man, and the bases are loaded again.
You talk about respect. There's your respect right there. Manny's got to go get him now, doesn't he? I thought he had Sip up for the left-hander Gordon, who gets the base hit, but they catch a break. He's 3 for 3, Gordon is. And they just don't run because, this was deep. This is where I thought they'd go with a 3-0 lead.
Well, it's Billy Butler, though.
I understand. I totally understand. But look, and it's a good thing they held him. He bobbled that ball a little bit, and it was one to choose. But as a third base coach, you always anticipate a great throw from the outfielder, and they did that time, so they hold him up. The Indians catch a break, and out comes Acton.
We've got a timeout for a pitching change. Royals have the bases loaded. The 8th man to hit in the inning will be Mitch Meyer, and Tony Sip is coming on when we come back. Bases loaded for Kansas City with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And this pitching change brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Tony Sip on for the Tribe. He'll be facing Mitch Meyer in a lefty-lefty matchup here with Billy Butler at third, Wilson Bedemet at second, and Alex Gordon down at first. Talbot going just 4 2/3 innings tonight.
Now, he had no luck tonight whatsoever. Small strike zone. Defense behind him failed. He caused himself 1 error in this inning. And then that blue pit. And, well, the only break is that they didn't score. See if Sip can get this out and keep it a 3-0 ball game.
Now back out of play. Meyer is 0 for 2. Bounced it in front of the plate, good block by Marson.
Watch where this one bounces. Boy, he knew that's an in-betweener. So you just hope that it hits your chest protector and it goes out front, which it did. So a good job by Lou. Saves a run.
And the 1-1 pitch. The Kansas City Royals have not swept a series at home this year. But they've got an opportunity to do that tonight, and they lead it 3-0. Popped up foul, back out of play. The Royals also had 6 3-game winning streaks this year.
Yeah, looking for their first 4 games.
But other than the sweep in Seattle, all of those other 3-game win streaks have been combinations of series.
Okay. Yeah, they've never had a 4-gamer this year.
And the 2-2 swung on and missed. Sip gets the Indians out of the inning with the strikeout. But Kansas City gets 2 runs, and they now lead it 3-0 through 5. Discount of the game, Your Life Men's Multivitamin, 90 count, $6.99 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So come into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection at low prices every day.
Three-zip, Royals on top. Indians batting here in the 6th, and Jason Donald goes after it, 0-2 the count. Donald grounded to short his first time up. And Lou Marson and Michael Brantley here in the 6th inning. Kyle Davies working on a 2-hit shutout. And that was close to going around, but he did not, says first base ump Doug Eddings.
No, sir, he did not.
And a bouncing ball to third. Routine for Wilson Bedeman. 1 down, and that's 12 Indians in a row have been retired now by Kyle Davies. Game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Billy Butler scored thanks to this error by Matt Laporta at first. That got the Royals on the board. And then Wilson Bedeman with an opposite field bloop single scored a pair. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. And a line drive base hit for Lou Marson into right center field. Blanco cuts it off. And the Indians have a 1-out base runner, and that snaps that string of 12 in a row set down by Kyle Davies.
There you go. That fastball came back out over the plate. Lou put an inside out swing on it. just gets it over. We saw Getz make a catch on Donald like that last night. This time it was just out of his reach. So just the third hit for the Indians.
Michael Brantley doubled in the first inning, grounded out to first base in the third. Kyle Davies ready with the 0-1. And it glances off the glove of Kendall. Down to second base goes Lou Marson. Ruled a pass ball on Kendall. So now base hit could get you on the board here.
Yeah, that one just went off his glove. You're just wondering if he lost sight of that ball and just got a little lazy with it.
And you just wonder too sometimes a ball over your head suddenly is harder to catch. Well, you're so used to watching it into the glove. Now it's up over your head. You don't see it move either.
Yeah. It may have that little extra something on it. That's exactly right. You just figure, okay, I've got it. Just off the end of the glove.
It's one thing if you've got a normal glove, but that catcher's mitt, if you don't catch it in the pocket, doink. You're chasing it. Now the 2-1 to Brantley. Back to the screen. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With that double in the first inning, Brantley now has 13 hits in his last 35 at bats. He has scored 8 and driven in 6. Covering his last 9 ball games. Now the 2-2. Back to the mound. Davies spears it, throws to third, and Marson is toast. 2 down. Lou made the assumption that Davies wasn't going to grab that ball, and once he did,
yes, indeed. There's no reason for him to start breaking off and trying to score. You have to make sure the ball gets past the pitcher. You're down 3 runs. You're in the late part of the ball game. A base running mistake.
Now is Drupal Cabrera with 2 down and a runner at first. He is 0 for 2. A little bit high, ball 1. Cabrera 4 for 10 in the series. Brought an 8-game hitting streak into tonight's action. Runner goes. And the throw is in time. Brantley punched out. And we will go now to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Royals on top 3-0. Kansas City lead as we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the new Indians pitcher is Justin Germano. Tony Sipp working just 1/3 of a scoreless inning. And Germano will face Yuniesky Betancourt, Chris Getz, and Gregor Blanco.
Okay, so Sipp came in for his 1/3 of an inning to close it down. Now it's up to Germano to hold it. His 8th appearance. He's done a nice job since being called up here.
Yuniesky Betancourt 0 for 2 tonight. Goes after the first pitch, sends a high fly ball deep into the left field corner. And Crow grabs it for out number 1. He was bidding for his 13th home run of the season. He's already hit a career high 4 in 9 games since he recently became a father. He said after last night's game, I'm going to have a kid every season now.
Well, I'm sure he can afford it.
Here's our Miller Taste Greatness moment back in 1980.
He was flirting with 400, wasn't he? That guy could hit. That's when this field was turf, man. That's when it was turf right there. Many doubles. Look at that, 401. And that's at this time of the year. Could you imagine doing that four straight months? 4.5. Major League season hitting 400. That's hard to do.
Based on what we see nowadays, no. Can't say that I can imagine seeing it.
It's amazing. That's never having a bad day at the office there.
George Brett's number 5 among the retired here at Kauffman Stadium. Joey Votto leads the National League, 324. Josh Hamilton leads the National League, 356. Three balls and 2 strikes. Trying to jolt it over the head of Crow, but he's able to go back and grab it 2 away. Let's have the answer to our AT&T trivia question. AT&T, rethink possible.
Well, you got to have Hank Aaron. You got to have Willie Mays. You got to have George Brett. And you got to have Willie Mays.
No, Stan Musial.
Or Stan the Man.
Yeah. You already said Willie Mays. Mays, Aaron, Brett, and Musial. Pretty good foursome right there.
Yes, indeed.
You could win a few games if you had those guys on your team. If you were choosing upsides.
That was 300 batting average, 300 homers, and 3,000 hits.
I think their OPS was pretty good.
That's a combination of great hitting and great power. So you know they mixed in a lot of walks, a lot of RBIs, and
backed out of play. You know, going back to George Brett, Josh Hamilton with a 356 average. So I'm thinking to myself, he's only 5% really off. You think 35% of the balls he's put in play have been hits. He needs another 5%
as opposed to 400.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's ways of breaking.
When you look at it from that standpoint, it doesn't seem like that far away.
Actually, it's probably a hit a week is what it would come down to. Maybe not quite that many. Because you figure 20 more hits, there's more than 20 weeks, so
26 to be exact.
Let's say a hit a week, and I guarantee he'd be at 400.
But it takes so many as it is to get to 356.
Yeah,
you know, that's the problem.
Well, yeah. You're talking against the best pitchers in the game, in the world, and you're on a nightly basis. Been impossible since 41.
Throws out Blanco, and the Royals go 1, 2, 3, 6 complete from KC. Royals 3, Indians nothing. ATT.com. AT&T Rethink Possible. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's. And you see the statue out front commemorating George Brett and his tremendous career here in Kansas City. Kyle Davies, meanwhile, has thrown a blanket over the Indians offense. They had 17 hits last night. They have 3 this evening.
You're right. And 2 came in the first 2 innings. The leadoff man, Michael Brantley, had a double. And then Jason Nix had a single. And the only other one was Lou Marson.
Between Nix and Marson, he retired 12 in a row. But now Asdrubal Cabrera starts the 7th with a leadoff base hit. Let's try going back to the studios one more time tonight for an in-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski with the latest. Thanks, Al. We knew you wouldn't let us down. We knew we wouldn't let us down.
We could hear you, Al.
Angels blowing them out now, 7-2. And a ground ball, double play style. Betancourt will take it himself and does the job. Hey, I mentioned earlier that head coach Eric Mangini of the Cleveland Browns said that the starters are going to play through the first half this Saturday night against the St. Louis Rams. All the more reason to go and check out your Browns live in person for the first time this year. There'll be a fireworks show after the ball game. Call 440-824-3434 or visit clevelandbrowns.com to get more information on that game this Saturday between the Rams and the Browns. And stay tuned later tonight for our Cleveland Browns coverage. Training Camp Daily follows the Conrad's postgame show. They'll have all the latest news and information. Donovan's going to talk with the Browns general manager, Heckert, and they'll have the coach, Sam Rutigliano, on as well. Andre Knott. They'll break down the preview matchup. Tom Heckert, the new Browns general manager, along with Mike Holmgren, have made some pretty significant changes in the offseason. And it seems like most of the people who cover the team, folks that you talk to, seem like this team finally has some direction.
Well, the only guy I talk to about it is Tony, and he's down there, and that's the only guy I listen to.
2-1 pitch. Hafner bounces it on the ground to second. Getz throws him out. Well, he's like an insider. He's like Will McDonough, the old Will McDonough.
Exactly.
Stretched out. To Twinsburg, log on to Panini'sGrill.com for a list of all their locations. Kansas City on top 3-zip as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jason Kendall, Billy Butler, and CLE AT KCA will bat for the Royals against Justin Germano, who set him down 1-2-3 in the 6th. KCA batting third is 0 for 3. So is Kendall, who leads off the inning. Sandwiched in between is Billy Butler, who has 1 hit on the night and a run scored. Ouch. Just a weak jam job back toward the mound, and Germano with a flip. This scoreboard update is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real, it's Wendy's. You almost feel like if you're Germano after you throw a guy out there, you feel like you should go over and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bust your thumb."
I'll tell you what, I don't care how long you've been in the game. You got to take some abuse for getting jammed that bad. He dropped that big slow hook on him early, like that, for strike 1. See, that's a pitch that I think is really effective for him. They haven't faced him before. You know, he's coming in, and he just drops that strike 1.
That looks like a pretty good pitch, but it's 1-1 now for Billy Butler. And now that's called a strike. 1-2. Now the 1-2 offering is bounced foul wide up third base side. And left-hander Rafael Perez loosening for the Tribe. How about Baltimore? Shut out Texas 4-zip tonight. Up and in and hit him. And Butler will take his base.
Well, here's one that ball gets away, gets Butler in the back of the arm, trying to go inside. That's going to do it, though, for Germano. Out comes Acta. He's going to go to Perez. Rafael Perez, the left-hander.
Got a timeout in Kansas City. Royals lead it 3-0.
The City lead here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We have a pitching change, but let me remind you the fireworks will take place on Friday night when the Kansas City Royals will be in town. That'll be August 27th. New post-game fireworks show choreographed to the music of the Beatles. Plus, it's also half-price student ID night. Show your ID at the box office. Get 50% off in select ticket locations. Rafael Perez coming on for the 54th time this year. He's got the switch hitter, so they're trying to keep this a 3-0 ball game right now, as they've pretty much been trying to do. Inning and a third for Germano. Didn't allow a hit, but he did hit Billy Butler. So he will come out. Turn it over to Rafael Perez.
CLE AT KCA 0 for 3 steps in. Swung on and missed. The Hawaiian designated hitter fly to center in the first inning. Fly to center in the 4th inning. Popped up on the infield back in the 5th. And that was a key moment in the game, because that's when the Royals were threatening to really blow the game open. But then Wilson Bedeman followed with a key 2-out, 2-run single. That made it a 3-0 game, and that's where we stand. Offensively tonight, the Indians have just been stymied. A 4-hit shutout by the Royals' Kyle Davies. Weekly hit toward second. Donald will run the runner back, gets the out at first, and Laporta forgot and didn't throw to second.
No clue. I mean, his head's not in the game. What are you doing? I mean, Donald made the perfect play. You throw it over, Laporta picked the ball, throw it to second base, you get the out at second, double play, out of the inning. His head wasn't there. I mean, there's no call for this. You've got to know what's going on in the game. He's running in like there's 3 outs.
Yep.
There's no forgetting about it. That's not, look at the look on Cabrera. It's like, come on, you kidding me? This is big league baseball. You got to know the situations. He was dead to rights. Look at Perez. Everybody out there, what are you doing? That's called getting your head in a ball game.
Well, you know, it's interesting because I think back to early in the game, and one of the things that Manny Acta had recently just talked about was the fact that even though Laporta had struggled at the plate, he played well defensively, and now tonight he makes an error, and now a mental error on top of that.
Yeah, you see, there's no error given to you. Now you see, you can live with the physical errors that are made. I mean, that's all part of the game. That's one you don't live with right there. That's not being in the ball game. It's still a 3-0 ball game. You're in the 7th inning. That's not having your head where you have to have it. Well, let's hope that Perez can pitch around the mistake.
A strike is called, 2-1 the count. And Rick, you talk about physical mistakes versus mental mistakes. 2-1 pitch fouled away. You make a physical error on the field. You don't make a play. You kick a ball. You overthrow a runner. Nobody's going to say anything when you come back to the dugout because nobody feels worse about it than you do.
Right.
But when you have a mental lapse or a mistake like that, that's something that probably will be addressed.
Well, you have to, because not only you let your whole team down there. I mean, because
I'm saying from a manager or a coach, somebody's going to.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would certainly. You know what? Something will be said after the game. It may not be said when he comes into the dugout.
2-2 pitch. And a bouncing ball hit toward third. Nix kicks it around.
Oh,
and going to third on the play is Butler, and Betterment is at first now.
This is really turning into a mental thing, I think, more than anything now. Just a routine ball. Perez pitches out. They'll get 5 outs this inning. Routine play. Just doesn't hold on to it and kicks it. Second error of the night by Nix. 4th error of the night by the Tribe. And it'll be the 5th out in the inning for the Royals.
I couldn't tell, Rick. It looked like when Nix was going back after the play, he was talking to Cabrera. I don't know if he was asking him, should I have just let you take that? Or I don't know if he was calling for it. First and third for Kansas City. And a pitch down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
It's the 3rd time this year that the Indians have had 4 errors in a ball game. And when you look at it now, that's 87 errors on the year. Which leads the league, because Kansas City have 85, and they were at the basement coming into the ball game.
Now the 2-0 pitch from Rafael Perez. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. Alex Gordon has had a terrific night for the Royals offensively with 3 singles.
He's had a good series. This kid looks reborn playing left field, doesn't he?
5 for 9 offensively, and you're right, defensively. He made a good throw to the plate to cut down a run tonight. Made a terrific play up against the sidewall in foul territory. Butler, the runner at third base. Betterment is at first. And the 3-1 runner at first breaks. Perez.
Good for him. He got out of it. Giving up 5 outs in that inning.
So the inning is over. But we go to the 8th, and it's still Kansas City 3, Cleveland nothing.
presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Still 3-0 Kansas City as we go to the 8th inning, and Kyle Davies spinning a masterpiece for the Royals. A 4-hit shutout. He's at 86 pitches now on the night. The right fielder for Kansas City. I'm not sure if anything happened to Mitch Meyer.
No, this is a kid they just called up, John Miller.
Meyer out, Miller in.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah, Jay Miller was just called up prior to yesterday's game from Omaha. Second appearance in the big leagues. He did play in one game for the Marlins back in 08 as a defensive replacement, and he struck out in his only at bat. Well, Jay Miller getting an opportunity here tonight. The Royals claimed him off waivers back in late April from the A's. Hard hit ball to third. Big hop for Betterment. Throws across, and that's out number 1. Once again, we'll go back to the studios for an in-game update. Al Pawlowski has the latest from Minnesota, where it looks like it's all Chicago tonight, Al. Well,
it only counts as one win.
But maybe they at least leave a little something for them, a little something to say, hey, we're not going away. I don't know. I know it's only one game, but.
Well, at least they didn't get swept. They needed it. Burley was starting in that ball game, and you're right. It was almost like a must-win for them.
Carl Pavano went. Murph got me.
Pavano.
That's what we used to lovingly refer to him. No, Carl Pavano went 6 innings tonight and gave up 15 hits.
Okay.
So he got banged around. 15 hits.
Jen scattered 11 last night, so figure how that one looked.
Well, the Indians get a one-out hit from Trevor Crowe here. That's their 5th hit of the night. And a one-out base runner now for Matt Laporta. No, he would love to atone for his defensive miscues tonight.
That's one of the beautiful parts of this game, is that you can go out there and look so bad in one inning and come back up and do something to really help your ball call up or shine the next. And he's in a situation. Hey, outs are running out. They've got 5 outs left. Down 3 runs. Still down 3 runs. They're lucky to be down 3-0 the way this game has gone today. Still with an opportunity.
Fouled right back. By the way, I mentioned earlier, I think we were going to break, that Baltimore beat Texas tonight, shut them out. That's the 4th straight loss for the Rangers. If the Angels ever had any hope of getting back into it, this would have been the chance to make a move, and yet the Angels have lost 3 in a row heading into tonight.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you're trailing, it's almost like any time a team loses, you have to win, pick up ground. And when you don't, it gets demoralizing, and it's hard to do. When you're trailing, they're down by 8 games in that division. It's just so hard to do. Baltimore now getting their 43rd win.
Yeah, they're quickly being into that position where they've got to pick up 2 games a week, and that's asking a lot. Laporta fights it off, staying in there, down 0-2.
Especially if you're not playing that team.
Now I'm assuming the Rangers and Angels still have.
Oh yeah, they'll have some
couple of matchups left, but. Trevor Crowe at first base with one out here in the 8th inning for the Tribe. Pitch number 96 for Kyle Davies. And he throws it to the backstop as it skipped past Kendall. And Crowe goes into scoring position with one out on the wild pitch. The 1-2 pitch, and Laporta fights it off, stays alive. Sometimes even though the swing doesn't look all that good, if you can spoil the pitch and stay alive, you give yourself another chance. The 1-2 lays off, evens the count. The problem is when you take that kind of bad looking swing, if you accidentally put that ball in play, then you really have no chance because,
well, right now he looks lost in the batter's box. He really does.
Manny Acta called it caught in between. 2-2. Back out of play.
There's a fastball right there that was a pretty good pitch to hit with 2 strikes. It was interesting because when you talk to Tomlin was on the pregame show talking to Al today, and he says the one thing that big league hitters do, they don't miss mistakes too often. Right now he's getting pitches, when he does get pitches hit, he's fouling them off, and you can't do that at the big league level because you don't get too many of them.
Davies deals, and it's fouled back. Well, Laporta's at least making him throw a lot of pitches. He's up to 100 now.
That's okay. This could be a good at bat for you. The more pitches you see in one at bat, you can maybe get a feel and get back into it a little bit.
Davies again with a 2-2. And he fights it off. That's 10 pitches now in the at-bat. Jason Donald waiting on deck. Try with a runner in scoring position here. Again, into the seats for a souvenir. Kyle Davies is not going to get an opportunity to finish this game because Matt Laporta's made him throw 11 pitches and 1 at bat. He's running out of bullets. Activity in the KC bullpen as Blake Wood has begun to loosen. The 2-2 bounced it in there, full count. And you could just see on the body language of Kyle Davies that he's, I don't know if it's frustrated, Rick, but he's just exasperated maybe more than anything.
Well, and that bat can take a little bit out of you. He's had to work hard just to try and get him out of here. He was cruising and breezing right through this lineup. You know, the base hit, he had a wild pitch, and now he's having to work to get this second out of the inning.
Jason Kendall, the veteran catcher, trying to coax him through. See what they come up with. Kendall's been around a long time, and he's sitting back there watching the swings of Laporta, how he's reacted to all the pitches in this at bat. What do you think he's going to try here?
Well, that's what he went out to talk to him about. You know, he just tried to throw that curveball, and he bounced it out in front of the plate. He threw another one for a wild pitch. I'm thinking he's just got to go fastball and then Just let's go.
His 104th pitch of the night. And Laporta sucks it into center field. Coming around third base. Trevor Crowe is going to score, and the Indians are on the board. Matt Laporta with a fantastic at bat. And he comes up with a base hit, driving in the Indians' first run of the night, his 29th RBI on the season.
Well, and that finally it ends up, and he did get the fastball. It was right there. He wasn't going to walk him, and Laporta does a nice job. It's our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Indians are on the board. It's now a 2-run ball game.
Jason Donald looks at a ball up high. Donald 0 for 2 tonight. In the hole. Backhanded by Betancourt. Nope, can't get it. And Laporta will stop at second, and a base hit. 3 straight hits for the Indians now, and that's probably going to be it for Kyle Davies, or at least you would think so.
Well, you got Duncan coming into the on-deck circle for the Indians to pinch hit for Lou Marson.
He's done a terrific job. It looks like he might just be running out of gas after that lengthy at bat with Matt Laporta.
I would think that he would get him out of this ball game right here and now. The tying runs for this game are on base.
Yep, he's just waiting for Duncan to be announced, and now Yost is going to make a trip to the mound. He hasn't made a move as of yet, but you would think that this is not a courtesy visit here. And he will make the move for Blake Wood with 2 on and 1 out. Indians on the board. Tying run is at first for the Tribe. Terrific effort tonight by Kyle Davies. He'll be saluted by the KC faithful as he leaves, but the Tribe bidding for a comeback here tonight. To come back late here tonight. First and second, 1 out in the 8th inning. Shelley Duncan will pinch hit for Lou Marson, and he'll be facing right-hander Blake Wood on for the 40th time this year.
Well, and you go back to game 1 in this series, and Blake Wood came on and retired Duncan back in the 8th inning, where he got him to ground out to third base, and he kept that 2-1 game intact, so that ended up turning into a hold for him in that situation. That was that 2-1 game, so he's on to face the same guy again. Kyle Davis, a good start tonight. He is responsible for the 2 base runners, but to this point, 7 hits, giving up the 1 run allowed to this point in 7 1/3 innings.
Now here's Shelley Duncan. Swung on and missed. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Duncan has had some success as a pinch hitter for the Indians this year, but he hasn't had a whole lot of success, period, lately. 1 for his last 24. Duncan bloops it right field near the line. That's going to be a fair ball. It's going to drop coming around third. Laporta's going to score. On his way to third with the tying run is Jason Donald. So Shelley Duncan delivering the 6th pinch hit of the year for the Tribe. Picks up his 15th run batted in. And now the tying run is 90 feet away for the Indians here in the 8th inning.
Boy, and that's exactly what you need to get you going, too. Just a little flare. That's exactly how they scored their 2nd and 3rd runs with Benneman. Just blooped one in. Duncan bloops it in. It works to perfection. They've got the tying run just 90 feet away here with 1 out.
5 of Duncan's 15 runs batted in have come in pinch hit appearances.
Well, he's been the best. What, 6 hits? They only have 7 pinch hits. He has 6 of them.
So they've got runners at 1st and 3rd. Michael Brantley 1 for 3 on the night. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. So the Indians had 4 hits through the first 7 innings of this game, and now they've had 4 consecutive hits here in the 8th inning. Blake Wood with a 1-0, and it's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Fouled right back to the screen, and it's 2-1. Now Brantley knows he's got to try to get that run home from third.
He had a good count right there. He took a good swing on a fastball and just fouled it off. Keep the ball off the ground here. Looking for something you can hit up in the air.
Shoots it foul again, out of play. And the count evens up at 2-2. Now, not only that, Rick, I mean, obviously sac fly is ideal, but now in a 2-2 situation, even if he can get a ball where he can pull, he's got the hole to work with, and with his speed, even if he doesn't hit the hole, he's got a chance to beat out a potential double play.
Yeah, that is true. But a lot of times if they go in, they're going to go way in and not let you extend the arms. Especially a bullpen guys, they don't like to go inside where one swing of the bat could beat you.
Yeah,
you know, if you make a mistake inside, they're either going to make you reach for that ball away or pound you in to set up that next pitch maybe away. Like that.
Down and in.
Down and in. He doesn't go after it. Now this pitch is interesting. You see, with Brantley, who has a good eye at the plate, it'd be interesting to see. I don't think Manny will start Duncan in this play, but you want to stay out of the double play and he hits it on the ground. That's one way to go.
Well, Sandy Alomar was in Shelley Duncan's ear at first base, making sure that whatever sign Steve Smith flashed, he had it. He has a modest lead at first base, being held there by Butler. And he comes off the mound, does Wood, just in case anybody was breaking on first movement. Big moment in the ball game right here in the 8th inning. And the payoff pitch, runner goes, and it's down low, ball 4. On the appeal, they say Brantley did not go around, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Asdrubal Cabrera. So he went back with the breaking ball.
He wasn't going to give in. He wasn't going to give in. He was going to try and get him to chase that pitch. Still, they keep the double play in order. Duncan did get a jump, but it was not a very good one. But there you'll see he didn't go. That's Kendall, you know, with the young hitter trying to see if he can get after that breaking ball. Now the Indians with a chance of base hit here could take the lead.
5 straight Indians hitters have reached after Jason Nix grounded out to start this inning. Crow, Laporta, Donald, and Duncan all singled consecutively, and Brantley with a walk. And now is Drupal Cabrera with a chance to deliver big time for the Tribe. Takes a strike. Tying run, Jason Donald at third base. Go ahead run, Shelley Duncan at second base. And now down at first is Michael Brantley. Blake Wood's 0-1 pitch, and Cabrera fouling it right back. 0-2 the count. Shin-Soo Choo waits on deck. Royals have a left-hander up in that bullpen. You would imagine to come on and face Choo. The 0-2 way outside.
Their only left-hander, Dusty Hughes, is up. He'll be ready for Choo if need be.
A 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside again. And the count evens at 2-2.
Well, that's all part of getting ahead in the count where you can try and get him to swing at your pitch. Now he does not want to go 3-2. He would like to make this his pitch of decision right here.
Bases loaded, 1 out, and the 2-2 pitch is low, full count. Ned Yost just shaking his head.
Well, he's look at, he's talking stuff. You got to be kidding me. He's got 2 strikes on him and he just can't put them away. Now he's got to throw him a strike.
From 0-2 to 3-2, nowhere to put him. 1 out here in the 8th inning. And the payoff pitch is fouled out of play. Interesting in the outfield alignment for Kansas City. Really shading Asdrubal the other way, almost as if he were a right-handed dead pull hitter. Payoff pitch. Fights it off. That was going to be borderline, so Cabrera.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can't take anything close. You cannot put it in the hands of the umpire here. He's been battling since the 3rd pitch in this at-bat, being down 0-2.
He's had a good bat, just as Laporta had a great bat earlier in the inning. And again, the 3-2. And this is smoked to straightaway center. Blanco racing back. He dives and makes an unbelievable catch. The Indians will tie the game as Donald tags and scores. And tagging and moving over to third base on the play is Shelley Duncan. But there are 2 outs now, and this game is tied only because of an amazing catch by Blanco, who on the dead run going straight back in center field made a diving catch.
You're right. He had to go straight back to the infield, and he has a beat on it, and it's right over his glove hand. He could stick it out, makes a terrific play. It'll go as a sacrifice fly. Cabrera does his job, ties it up. Davies now a no decision. It gets Mitch Talbot off the hook. We got a new ball game, and the Indians a chance to take the lead here. And Hughes is not facing.
Unbelievably doesn't go to the left-hander, and Choo burns him, and the Indians take the lead. Shelley Duncan scores 4-3 Cleveland.
I was just thinking, man, that's what he had. I thought the left-hander up for, the only one in that bullpen. But Shin-Soo Choo gets the base hit. The Indians put 4 on the board.
It's their 5th hit in the inning. And Ned Yost is going to make a pitching change 1 batter too late.
There's a fastball Chu just gets on top of. Finds that hole between first and second. And believe it or not, the Indians have a lead in this game.
As Drupal Cabrera leading the cheers on the Indians bench. Tribe with a 4 spot here in the 8th. They're on top. We've got a timeout. Well, the Indians have come back with 4 runs on 5 hits here in the 8th inning to take a 4-3 lead. And now left-hander Dusty Hughes on to face Travis Hafner with Indians at first and third and 2 down. Hafner, the 9th man to bat in the inning, is 0 for 3 tonight. Shin-Soo Choo breaks the tie with a 2-out RBI hit. Par for the course for the Indians this year. What are we? Well over 40% with 2 outs. Scoring runs this year.
Well, that is the amazing thing. They came back after 1 out, and they had 4 consecutive hits. You get the walk, and they could have much more than 4 if Blanco doesn't make a beautiful play in center field.
He might still be running around the bases.
I'm a little shocked that Ned Yost left, Wood in there to face Chu.
Well, you thought that was why. You only have 1 left-hander. He has 1 left-hander, and Dusty Hughes is it.
Well, you got back-to-back lefties between Chu and Hafner.
But he knows his team better than you and I do, so he must have felt like Wood was a better matchup right there.
Well, those are questions he's going to have to answer at the end of the game.
And as you pointed out during the break, it's not over yet. Royals still have the bottom of the 8th, and we've still got the 9th inning to play yet.
Well, that's why that last inning, when they had 5 outs, was so important, and Perez did a great job to get out of it, to keep it a 3-0 game. That still gives you an opportunity here. And I mean, now they jump right back. They have 4 on the board and a chance to add more.
Well, yeah, because it's a 3-1 count now for Hafner. And even though he could potentially walk him to load the bases, you can't imagine that's what's on Dusty Hughes' mind right here. I'm assuming he's only on to face the 1 hitter here with the right-hander up in the bullpen. Nick's on deck. We shall see. Here's the 3-1 now to Hafner. Threw it by him, full count. At least we'll be getting to Detroit at a good time tonight.
Got to get this win.
Payoff pitch. Chu takes off. Hafner beats it into the hole. Betancourt's long throw across the diamond. Pulls him off the bag. And the Indians grab another run. It's 5-3 Cleveland. Hafner hit that ball deep in the hole, and Betancourt, his only play was to throw it across his body to first. And just asking really a play that's virtually impossible to make, even with a slow-footed runner. And Travis Hafner picks up an infield RBI single.
Believe it or not, this guy has had 3 of those plays, one in every game in this series. That's Betancourt. One time he went to, he couldn't go to second. He went to first. The next night he went to second. This time he's got to go back to first. And not an accurate throw.
Jason Nix started this inning with a ground ball out. Betancourt plants throws, not in time, and they're loaded again. Boy, oh boy, have they tested Betancourt with a number of very difficult plays over there at shortstop. And now they're reloaded for Trevor Crowe.
There's another one. Look at him. He's got to go 4 or 5 steps to his right. And by the time he can plant and make the throw, Nix beats it out. That's another hit. Boy, the Indians have 7 hits in the inning. 11 on the game.
They had 4 coming into this inning and now have 7 in the 8th.
Go figure.
This is the craziest game to try and figure out. Just when you thought, well, boy, the offense, nothing going. You know what? We certainly gave him enough grief for his defensive miscues, but that at bat by Matt Laporta might have turned this whole game around. What was it, 13?
It was about a 13 pitch at bat until he drove in and he broke the ice and got the Indians
RBI
on the board.
Well, Trevor Crowe had the first hit of this inning and then wound up going to second base on a wild pitch during the Laporta at bat and came around to score when Matt singled to center field. And it's been a 5-run inning for the Tribe.
Well, this is the 3rd time this year that they have 7 hits in an inning. And again, we told you last night every Tribe hitter has a hit. Well, they do again tonight. 2nd straight night. Believe it or not, because it certainly didn't look that way with 4 hits through 7 innings.
Chu, the runner at third. Hafner at second. Nix down at first. Swung on and missed. He strikes him out to end the inning, and the Indians leave him loaded. But the Tribe scores 5 runs to take a 5-3 lead into the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Kansas City. And now Rafael Perez, who came on to get the last 2 outs of the 7th inning. And it took more than that because of the defensive miscues. We got defensive changes for the Tribe. Chris Jimenez now behind the plate, and Andy Marte's at third. Presumably Andy Marte is in there for defense. That might be debatable. Jay Miller will lead off here for the Royals. He came on for Mitch Meyer. That's what he did this year at Omaha. Big chopper towards short. He's got good wheels. Bare hand grab and throw. Pulled him off the bag, and Laporta slaps the tag on him for out number 1. As Dribble Cabrera figured with Miller's speed, I can't dawdle here.
Well, I thought he was going with the glove hand, but he certainly went with the bare hand. The throw was a little off target. Laporta comes off, but he did apply the tag right to the chest or to the arm. They get that first guy.
Yuniesky Betancourt 0 for 3 tonight. And a strike is called. Betancourt and then Chris Getz here on the bottom of the 8th for KC. Rafi bounces it in there. Missed down low with it.
Good chance we're going to see Chris Perez tonight. It seems like we haven't seen him pitch in ages, you know?
I think we saw him pitch one game and just to get some work somewhere along the way. 2-1.
That might have been Sunday before. Yes, it was Sunday back in Cleveland.
Backhanded stop by Donald. Made a nice play right there at 2 down. And now Chris Getz will bat here for Kansas City. He's already had 2 hits and scored a run tonight. Hey, tickets are selling quickly for the charity high school football game at Brown Stadium Saturday, August 28th. 1 ticket gets you 2 high school football games to kick off the season. First one's at 3 o'clock. St. Ed's versus Menor. Then at 7, it's Ignatius against Lake Catholic. Tickets available at each high school, Ticketmaster, or the Cleveland Browns ticket office. Saturday, August 28th. 5-3, Indians on top. And Chris Getz with 2 down, the bases empty at the plate. Takes a strike over the outside part of the plate to even the count at 1-1. We'll greet you tomorrow night from the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Indians Tigers, 7 o'clock. Bouncing ball to third, backhanded by Marte. He promptly drops it and gets a safe at first.
Wow. That does it. I'm telling you, it's mental.
Another error. That's 5 now on the Indians.
I mean, it's just everybody's thinking about it now. That's exactly what's going on. Routine play. That's 5 errors.
We did have a game last year in Detroit where they also committed 5 errors.
Is that right? I don't remember.
I can't say that I do either. Redbird alerted me to that. Those aren't games that really stick out in your mind, you know. Those are ones you try to forget
this
about.
This one won't be that sticks out either. That's 3 errors from the third base position tonight. One at first base, one on the pitcher. Also 5 errors.
And yet they've got a chance to win this game.
And they've only given up 3 runs. That is unbelievable.
Gregor Blanco fouls it right back. Only one of the errors to this point has directly led to a run. The throwing error that was part of the 2-run 5th wound up in the eyes of the official scorer not really making a difference. The 0-2 pitch. And again, as you pointed out, that's one of those cases where, you know, it's a mental mistake. I mean, it's a physical mistake. It's a tough play. That the base runner kind of right in your line, and the throw from the pitcher, I believe that was Talbot.
Yes, it was.
He ended up hitting the base runner.
Yeah, when you're coming over to pick up that ball, it is a tough go. And the base runner, which was Blanco, he was inside that 45-foot line, so it was all legal.
Now the 1-2 from Perez. Couldn't get him to chase after 2-2. But how about Rafael Perez now? Because of the mistakes they've made when he's been on the mound.
I'll tell you what, he's made, that's right, 2 errors out there that, boy, oh boy.
I mean, he's only made 26 pitches, but he could probably be out of here with about 15 at least, maybe less than that. And the 2-2. Line to center field, base hit, keeps the inning alive. And now the Royals have 2 on with 2 out. And Jason Kendall 0 for 4 will be the batter. Maybe. Yes, he will. It's just we're going to get a pitching change.
Yeah, he's going to go get Chris Perez because he hasn't pitched since Sunday. He's got to go for a 4-out save.
For the multi-out save here, the 4-out save, multi-inning save. It's a 5-3 Indians lead. Royals have 2 on with 2 out. We'll be right back. With 2 out for Jason Kendall, who will face Tribe closer Chris Perez. On for the 50th time this year, looking for his 15th save in 19 tries. And a first pitch fastball strike to Jason Kendall. There you get a look at who's left on the Royals bench. Brian Pena, Willie Bloomquist, and Mike Aviles. The 0-1 way outside. as is so often the case, even if Chris Perez can get out of this jam right here, he'd be looking at the heart of the order in the 9th inning. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. But right now, this is where it's at, the 1-1. A strike call.
Yeah, he can get out of this. I'm sure he won't mind because they'll start fresh with nobody on base.
Kendall trying to be subtle, but letting Chris Tiller know what he thinks about his strike zone.
Well,
it's hard for the catcher, though, because he's the beneficiary when his pitcher's on the mound.
Well, he knows the strike zone, though, and he knows what it's been all night.
The 1-2. And chase the slider there, evens the count. Ned Yost's club had a 3-0 lead going into the 8th inning when the Indians erupted for 5 runs on 7 hits. Now he's got the tying run at first base with 2 down, and a 2-2 pitch to Kendall. Is a one-hop smash to third. Marte fields it cleanly, throws high, and Laporta tags Kendall to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 2 men left aboard. We'll go to the 9th, 5-3 Tribe. Five-3 Indians lead it here, 9th inning. And the Royals have a new pitcher, right-hander Greg Holland, coming on. Recently, he pitched against the Yankees, and he gave up the 3rd home run of that game to Alex Rodriguez. He only pitched down 4 games, including tonight. Three and 36 appearances at AAA. Matt Laporta with a leadoff single here in the 9th inning. I'll tell you what, that at bat he had in the 8th. I'm sticking with it. That was a turning point in this game. He had an awful defensive miscue in the previous half inning, but he didn't take it with him to the plate. He really paddled, fouled off a bunch of pitches. Ended up driving in a run with that hit. Now he gets a leadoff hit here in the 9th. Jason Donald 1 for 3.
Well, yeah, in that inning, that was, I think, a big turning point. You credit Perez for getting out of that inning after that point, and then the Indians came up and they put 5 on the board in the 8th inning.
Popped up foul. Butler can't get to it. Strange game tonight, though, when you consider the Indians had 4 hits through the first 7 innings. At one point, they had been retired consecutively 12 in a row. And then suddenly they erupted for 7 hits and scored 5 times in the 8th inning. And now the 1-1. And a broken bat. Ground ball to third. Bediment will go to second to get the force there. That's a heck of a play because that bat was twirling over his head.
Not only him, but the umpire. I was going to say that's really good concentration there by Wilson Bediment. Where that barrel of that bat flew over his head, and the umpire had to dodge out of the way. Danny DeMuth, watch this bat. It's going to bounce over his shoulder. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get hit. That thing flew out there a long way. There goes the bat, and Bediment, I don't know. He just must have felt that that thing was going to go over him anyway.
Andy Marte gets his first at bat of the night. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball. 1-1 to count. Stay tuned for Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show coming up after the ball game. Two balls and a strike to count here on Marte.
This game came to a complete stop in about the 7th inning, didn't it? When Kyle Davies was out there, it was moving. And since he departed,
a whole different ball game.
Yes, it certainly has.
And again, you know, he was flying along, but that at bat with Laporta, because he made so many pitches, you could tell from a body language standpoint, he looked a little flustered. And that took some starch out of him. He gave up one more hit to Donald, and that was it. He got the hook. And then the roof collapsed on KC. McClure going to get that bullpen up again, looks like. Greg Holland with a 3-1 pitch to Marte. Runner goes. It's a strike call, and Kendall dropped the ball. So Jason Donald picks up the stolen base, his third. And now we've got a full count for Marte. Another look at that stolen base brought to you by Saucony Shoes, dedicated to inspiring every runner every day. At Saucony, we run. Always nice when the catcher doesn't even make a throw. So now a runner in scoring position for Marte in the payoff pitch. Fastball popped up back behind us. Up high, ball 4. So 2 on, 1 out. And Michael Brantley will be the batter. Well, there's Jesse Chavez.
Indians trying to increase and jump on that 5-3 lead.
Michael Brantley looks at a strike. Brantley doubled in the first, walked and scored in the 8th. Missed inside to even the count. Jason Donald, the runner at second base, with Andy Marte at first. One down here in the 9th inning. And Brantley shoots it back out of play. 1-2 the count. Bounced it in there, and it gets away from Kendall. Bolting down to third base goes Donald. Marte stays at first. So runners at first and third with one out. On the wild pitch, Marte just kind of froze.
Well, what you have to do is keep your eye on the runner in front of you. If he goes, you go. He caught by surprise. You just follow that runner. As a first base coach, you're telling the guy over there, you keep your eye on the guy in front of you.
Wide of the mark, full count. Now the payoff pitch and a ground ball to short. Betancourt boots it. Indians get another run. 6-3 Tribe, and instead of an inning-ending double play. What happened to Brantley? He never went down to the first, and he's going to be out.
I did not see him go down. I figured double play. I saw Marte running on the pitch.
Oh, that's not good. He's got an injured ankle, it looks like. And he never got out of the batter's box. I was watching Betancourt at shortstop make the error. I never looked down to Brantley. Now let's have another look. See what happens here.
Oh, he just rolled it.
Yep.
He rolled it, couldn't get out of the batter's box. Rolled over right on it. You can see it coming out as he's turning on the baseball. Watch him roll over on it. Boom. There it is. I don't know if anything popped in there, but he will be coming out of this ball game. But does it surprise you? Anything else?
My goodness. So Brantley is helped off the field. How do they end up scoring that? So no error.
You can't call it an error because you get the guy out at first base. So you give him an RBI and it's 6-3. The guy goes to second base. It was going to be an error, but now you get the out at first base.
Well, that's
and now that is a bizarre play, and I don't like the looks of that either.
Now as Drupal Cabrera tees off, drives it deep right field. Miller's watching it go, and it's off the fence. Marte will score into second base with a 2-out RBI double as his Drupal Cabrera, and the Indians now lead it 7-3. So is Drupal Cabrera coming up with a big 2-out RBI hit right there to give Chris Perez a little breathing room now in the bottom of the 9th inning. That didn't miss getting out of here by much.
That's now 13 hits. They had 17 yesterday, 13 today, but only had 4 through the first 7 innings.
By the way, Rick, some baseball news breaking late tonight. As Chu looks at the ball up high, Roger Clemens has been indicted by a federal grand jury.
Today. Yeah, I saw that today.
Chu looks at a called strike, and it's 2-1. A 6-count indictment of Clemens. As Chu lifts one to center field, Blanco makes the running catch to end the inning. But the Indians score a pair, and we now go to the bottom of the ninth with the Tribe on top, 7-3. As we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, Luis Valbuena comes into the ball game and goes to left field. Trevor Crowe slides over to center. And we'll just have to wait and see how serious the injury is to Michael Brantley. It certainly didn't look very good when he was helped off the field. Billy Butler, one hit on the night. He has walked, he's been hit by a pitch, and he's also reached by error. And a strike is called. 1-2 the count on Billy Butler as Chris Perez. When he came into this game, it was a 5-3 ball game, and the Royals had 2 men on base, but he got out of that jam. So it's still a save situation for Perez. And the 1-2 is drilled to left center field. Nobody's going to catch this. This will go to the fence. And Butler's into second base with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, you'll see he leaves this ball middle of the plate, and that's the part of the play you better stay away from with this guy up, because he can hit it. Mistakes. He gets a fastball, drives it into the gap. They now have 10 hits. Butler with 2 of them on the night. He's walked once. He was hit by a pitch.
Oh, a strike called there. Third base umpire Dana DeMuth said Kaihue went too far. Indians trying to close it out here. They lead 7-3 in the bottom of the ninth. 1-1 pitch from Perez, and it's fouled back out of play. Indians looking for their 50th win of the season here tonight. Perez delivers and just missed outside. 2-2. Indians off to Detroit after the ball game to face a Tigers team that's lost 3 straight. Swung on and missed. He gets the strikeout, 1 down.
Well, he tried to backdoor the breaking ball, then he throws that fastball that has a little run away from him. He got him to swing and chase that pitch, gets the first out in the bottom half of the ninth.
A little bit too high. Ball 1 to Wilson Betterman, who has walked twice tonight. He's driven in 2 runs with a base hit, and he's reached on an error. One ball, 1 strike. High pop foul out of play. Manny Actives Club trying to avoid the sweep here, just as they have done in their previous 2 series. The 1-2 pitch a little bit outside to even the count at 2-2. Go up against the Tigers team that's been reeling, though. Detroit 58-63 now on the year.
Well, and the Indians started that reeling right after the All-Star break, because at the break they had a half a game lead in the Central Division. They came out after the break and the Indians swept them 4 straight.
Think about that. They've gone from a half game up to 12 and a half, 13 games out now. We're not, no, I'm sorry. Minnesota won, so they're lost, so they stay 12 games out.
Right.
It's quite a swing in a month and a half. The 2-2 struck him out looking. So Chris Perez with back-to-back Ks here in the bottom of the ninth. 2 down. And Alex Gordon will be the last hope for Kansas City to keep the game alive. Oh, that's a perfect pitch.
Well, fastball had a little comeback to it. Gets the call.
Alex Gordon 3 for 4 tonight with 3 singles. Popped up foul back out of play. High fly ball, right center field. Trevor Crowe is there, and the Indians win it. Tribe avoids the sweep with a 7-3 win over Kansas City. And they win despite committing 5 errors. They've done that for the first time since 1996 when they win a ball game. Usually you commit 5 errors, you don't come out on top.
Indeed. You see it's been, 14 years.
But they get the job done here this evening, winning it by a final score of 7-3. And the Indians are now 50-71 on the year. Kansas City drops to 51-70. I know that Chris Perez gets the save, and that's 15 for him. I have no idea who got the win and the loss.
I think Perez got the win.
Did Rafael Perez gets the win. Blake Wood gets the loss. Blake Wood is the loser for Kansas City. So he's now 1-3, and Rafael Perez is now 4-0 for the Tribe. All right, time now for our play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank. Switch to Key and get a free Sony Bloggy. Visit key.com/bloggy for details.
Well, you come back and it was up against Chu, and he let the right-hander stay in the pitch, and all of a sudden Chu gives him the lead. And that was a huge hit going into that 8th inning. Duncan scores after his 6th pinch hit of the year, so Shin-Soo Chu's base hit's going to be our KeyBank key play of the game.
Indians with a comeback win tonight over the Royals to avoid the broom. We're back with the Conrad's postgame show coming up next.